Thank you, and aloha, everyone. Let's get my notes ready. So, a lot of people know me for bananas, which is understandable. But how I view bananas and how I interact with them is often something that most people don't get to hear. So, come in close and hear. My goal really with bananas and what I hope to achieve with them is to get to know every banana out there. They're my friends, but some of them are friends I haven't known yet or haven't met yet. But I want to know their story. I want to know where they came from. And the very first banana that I ever feel like I really met was named Rose. I grew up in Colorado at 8,300 feet in the Rocky Mountains, as far away you can get from any type of bananas. It's probably why I was interested in them, because they were this exotic thing that, like, what is this? Where does it come from? How does it work? But I picked a rose banana through a mail order nursery as my very first banana plant. I didn't know how to grow anything. I didn't know how to grow plants. I wasn't into gardening. I wasn't into food or agriculture. I just was interested in banana plants, and I picked this variety, Rose, which is a very unusual, rare variety. I'm thinking back to it. Why did I pick Rose? Most people have never heard of a rose banana. Most banana collectors might not even have Rose. It's a pretty obscure variety. And so the first thing that happened after I got it was it died because I didn't know how to grow anything. I had never grown plants before. I'm in Colorado. It can be -30 outside, and I'm trying to grow banana plants as a house plant. And what I knew about Rose at the time was just that it had a red stem, which I guess was called Rose, and I don't know, I just saw it in a catalog and thought, oh, that looks cool. I really didn't know anything about Rose. And in trying to learn about Rose, this rose banana or any banana, I had to learn about plants, I had to learn about gardening, I had to learn about how to take care of any living plant, but it was really all about the banana. So I tried Rose again. I had gotten a few other plants, and I was like, all right, I got the hang of it a little bit. They're not dying yet. So I got another Rose banana, and I took all of my newly acquired knowledge, and I was able to get it to actually fruit and make a very small but real bunch of fruit in Colorado. And it was my very first banana that I ever had fruit. And that was a really special thing, not just because it was the first banana, but it kind of really sealed the deal for me. Like, hey, Rose, like you're kind of cool. Like, thank you for showing up and for flowering for me. I had another wild species of banana that was flowering at the exact same time, and trying to grow bananas in Colorado and realizing that hey, they don't really want to grow here, I was like, well, maybe I could create like a small banana plant that fruited really quickly, and maybe you could do it in a pot if you're like a 14-year-old in Colorado and you just want to grow bananas for some reason. And a mentor of mine who was actually a Finnish botanist in Helsinki suggested, well, why don't you use the rose and get its pollen and put it on this other wild species, maybe you'll get some seed. And I was like, okay, so I did it. Well, I'll come back to that part. I did it. I got seed. I successfully made the cross. That project turned into a science fair project that ended up taking me to the international science fairs that year, which was very exciting. I missed my senior prom to go to science fair. Super nerd here. And towards the end of high school, I thought, man, what do I want to do with my life? I want to study bananas. I think I'll go to the University of Hawaii. Seems like a logical place. College of Tropical Agriculture. I'm in. So I've spent many, many years since then growing bananas, learning about bananas, talking with other growers, and I've gotten the opportunity to even travel the world and help document and collect bananas everywhere from Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Vietnam, China, Laos, Rwanda, and it's been really fun. And I've kind of got a bit of a reputation for stalking bananas and kind of being like on the hunt, I'm always looking for new varieties. I'm trying to get to know them. But now, in my more mature banana years, I really have the opportunity and the knowledge and the resources to be able to really dive into that breeding. And so that project that I started when I was, well, I did that cross, I was about 15 or 16. I'm really able to have a more refined and meaningful understanding of how to go about that. And I'm getting a lot of success now, but I'm thinking, man, it's still really hard how I was able to get those two plants to flower at the exact same time, to make the seed, to launch this science fair thing, to get me excited about all that. I have no clue. If I tried to plan it out, it wouldn't have worked. But it just happened. And rose was the plant there. And now I have a lot more of this knowledge. I'm breeding again. And it turns out the rose banana is still one of the best plants that I could have chosen to breed with. And I'm learning more and more about it all the time, and the story's getting deeper. You may have seen I had a little display out there of bananas outside. Rose was not on that table. She couldn't make it tonight. But in about half of those varieties, Rose is inside. Yeah, she contributed to their, creation. And, I've been known now for stalking bananas and being the one always on the hunt, but I think this rose banana has been stalking me, because from the very beginning, the very first plant that I ever ordered, or that I ever owned, a banana plant, the very first one I had fruit, the very first one I was able to make a cross with, and now she's still by my side, and we're good buds. There's other bananas in the mix. I'm an equal banana opportunist. But when people ask me what is my favorite banana, they always want to know what tastes the best. Well, yeah, blah, blah. No, it's rose. And why? Because of this story. So thank you very much. That's my story.